this is Gail with Gail's Southern Living. Today I'm participating in a collaboration called #HealthySnack25, hosted by Tammy with Mountain Grandma, Tina with Life in the Piedmont, and myself, Gail, with Gail's Southern Living. There will be a giveaway, so please comment on the videos in the playlist. All three of our channels will have a playlist for you to follow along. And I am going to make a kale Brussels sprout salad. So, a few years ago, my husband and I were eating at Cracker Barrel, and he had a salad and I wanted to try it, so I asked him for some. He gave me a few bites of it, and I realized that I liked it, so I asked the waitress what was in it, and she told me, and I was really surprised that I liked Brussels sprouts raw. Who knew? But it was really crushed up, so I couldn't really tell that it was Brussels sprouts. But I had always seen it cooked, and I thought, oh, it's so mushy. But in this salad raw, it's really good. So even if you don't like Brussels sprouts, you could possibly like this. It kind of has that little bit of sweetness to it from the cranberries and the agave syrup. There is a dressing that I make for it. So this is a Cracker Barrel copycat recipe, and hang out and see what I put in it, guys. Okay, first I got my Brussels sprouts out of the bag. I got myself a little bowl to put the ends of the Brussels sprouts in, and I'll take this out for my chickens. Also, if I get any clumpy, scrappy pieces after I put it through the food processor, I'll put those also in for the chickens. So I'm just going to cut the ends of this off, that part right there, and throw it in the bowl. Then after that, I'm going to actually wash these with warm water to make sure they're clean. I'm going to do the same thing with the kale. I'm going to actually wash it. This way the chickens get a little snack too. And I might even take a handful of that kale to give out to them today. My chickens really like kale. I have a neighbor who watches the chickens sometimes, and she actually buys bags of kale when she watches them. So that's really sweet of her. So I'm just cutting the end piece off. I couldn't find an extension cord, so I'm actually going to do the food processing right here. Won't be able to see it really well, but I'm sure you pretty much know how that part works. But this is the first thing I do, is cut the ends off of the Brussels sprouts. All right. And this goes into like small coleslaw type consistency, kind of a coarse cut, but small pieces. Make sure I got all these. I think this one still needs to be cut off. And I'm sure the chickens will still like that little end piece there. So I'm done with that. I'm going to rinse this off next. Okay, for the next step, I'm going to make the dressing. There's three ingredients to the dressing. The first ingredient is half a cup of olive oil. This is a surprisingly good dressing. And a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. And 4 tablespoons of agave syrup. You can also use maple syrup. I'm pretty sure you could use honey. I've never tried it with honey, but I'm sure you can. So 4 tablespoons. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's it. Make sure we get every drip of the sweetness. So the sweetness, actually, you know, you can't really taste the apple cider vinegar. It's like that sweet and sour thing. It's really delicious, guys. So there is that. So that is the dressing. All right, let me go to the next step. Next, I'm just going to put the kale and the Brussels sprouts through the food processor. Okay, I'm going to start with the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to put a couple of these in here. And then there's a little piece right here. I'm going to actually move the flowers out of the way so maybe you can possibly see what we're doing here. And I also have a bowl right here so that the crushed up pieces can, actually I don't need the bowl because I'm just going to get the pieces out of this part. So I just put these bowls to the side for later. I forgot, I haven't done this in so long. So I'm just going to keep feeding some more of this through. Got the kale washed with warm water. You know, there's the little heart pieces that are kind of hard. So when I'm done with this, I'll go through the bowl and I'll look for those pieces. I'll send them back through the food processor, but eventually, after I've sent it through a few times, if they don't get smaller, I'll just put it in with the chicken scraps for the day. But this is really good. 1 whole bag of kale and 1 bag of Brussels sprouts. Still have a few more ingredients to add to this. It's a total of 7 ingredients, this salad is. Whoops. Okay, I dropped that piece on the floor. That's definitely going in the chicken scraps. Okay, I got it all ran through the food processor. Now I just need to try to get it off of here. Okay, here we go. All right, so I have 2 bowls here. I'm going to take this one to church and I'm going to use this one for my snacks. So this usually makes a really big batch. So if it's something you want to share or do for an event, this would be great for Easter. So I'm going to put half in this bowl and half in that bowl. Now the top part is just going to be the kale, and the bottom is going to be the Brussels sprouts. So I want to make sure I get some Brussels sprouts in both bowls. I actually gave the chickens a couple of handfuls of this of the kale, just to make a slightly smaller batch. But this will last me a long time. I actually use it for snacks because it's got the pecans and the cranberries in it. So it's really good for a snack. It has that little bit of sweetness and a lot of your greens and healthy things that you need. Okay, so I'm done with that. So now at this point, because we have 2 bowls here, and you can see I've dropped kale everywhere, but I'll grab those little excess pieces and put them in the chicken bowl, which this is the chicken bowl right here. So I've made a nice little mess. Okay, so I'm going to put half of the pecans in this bowl and half in this bowl. So 1 cup of pecans. Okay, and 1 cup of cranberries. You could do sweetened, unsweetened. You could buy them. You could process them yourself. However you want to do on the cranberries. But 1 whole cup of cranberries. Then I'm going to take half of the sauce and I'm going to pour half in this bowl, half in this bowl. Then I'm going to stir it and refrigerate. Like I said, this is a Cracker Barrel copycat recipe. 7 ingredients. I think it's pretty simple. The hardest part is just putting the Brussels sprouts and the kale through the food processor. This one looks like it has more Brussels sprouts, so I may end up combining these bowls some to make sure I have a good mix of both. But that is pretty much it, guys. So this is for #HealthySnack25, hosted by Tammy with Mountain Grandma, Tina with Life in the Piedmont, and myself, Gail with Gail Southern Living. This is a invitation collaboration. You still have time to comment on the videos. I will have another date a little bit later for a healthy snack. So I know a salad doesn't seem like a snack, but I will get like a whole bowl this size, or maybe half of that. And I will just sit there and eat it. I might even have it for lunch. But anyway, I think it's a good snack, and the dressing just makes it so good. All right, so this will be my bowl. This will be the bowl I take to my church activity. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have a great day. Be blessed. Do something kind, guys. Bye, everybody.